Hi friends, my name is Maria. I'm a 31-year-old data engineer living in Cincinnati with my parents, and here's my net worth, my November spending, and December budget. Let's get into the numbers. So one thing that I thought was really crazy as I was going through my budget 2 days ago was my net worth and my net worth change. My net worth changed by 3.92% in 1 month. That is crazy, truly crazy. Here I was like, something must be wrong. What I will say is that I did put my November numbers in mid-November, but even still, to for my net worth to go up almost $20,000 in 1 month, that is truly crazy. 4% in 1 month. We're lucky if we get 10% in 1 year. 4% in 1 month, and I say we because most of my assets are in the stock market, so the collective we. But to go 4% in 1 month, and then I was like, why did it go 4% in 1 month? Partially because of the US elections. So yeah, 4% in 1 month was crazy, and I was like, that's just wild. That is mind-blowing. But also I'm like, how bad is this recession about to be? I don't know how long. Could be a long one. I don't know, man. And then also like, I don't know. I don't know. I just am like in a spot where I'm like, I just do low cost index funds across everything besides the individual shares that I bought forever ago. Part of me is like, is the stock market just a big MLM scheme? Because are these companies really returning that much value? I don't know. The ship has got to be righted. I don't know. So sometimes I feel bad telling people to invest in low cost index funds because I'm like, am I just like in a Ponzi scheme? like are these companies truly returning that much value? It's hard to believe. But yeah, so it did go up 20 grand, which is just so insane. So where did that come from? Also just so much closer, 93% of the way to $500,000. So I think I'll have a video about my financial goals for 2025, and then also talk about my financial independence progress and thoughts on that. That's in a separate video. If you watched the October video, I kind of spent a lot. It was like almost 5 grand in a month, or maybe it was 4 grand. I could check. It was, yeah, 5 grand. Which also, one thing about this dashboard is that it includes charitable giving as a bill or expense, which I'm like, yes, it's not an investment in savings, but also tithing, kind of investment in the kingdom. But that's one thing I don't like. Like 1,500 of this 4,900 is actually just non-profit donations. So my actual spending was more like 3,400, which is a lot less crazy. I always forget that when I'm looking at this dashboard. But looking at net worth, yeah, what kind of went crazy? All these numbers are fine. This is from my future new car is that Marcus. So I use Marcus for my high yield savings. There will be a link in the description box and top comment below if you're interested. But you can use any high yield savings, Marcus, Ally. I think Betterment has one. Marcus, Ally. What's SoFi? Probably those are top like 3-ish that have like high rates, consistently high rates. But it's all based on the Fed. So it's when you compare and it's like, oh, this one's like 0.25% higher. You don't need to be fretting about that. Because generally the money that you put in a high yield savings, you're not trying to like get a huge return on. You're just trying for it to sit and not really. You want it to sit somewhere where it's combating inflation a little bit, but you're not. It's not an investment account for a reason. It's a savings account. Anywho, so I'll talk about my HSA as well. That's another thoughts for a separate video. But 401k went up a little bit. HSA up a little bit. Profit sharing up a little bit. This is kind of like actually 2,500 in a month is kind of a lot because I can't contribute to that. That's company contributions go into that. They do that in August or September, which is why there was a little bit of a jump here. It went down. That's crazy. That's crazy that it's down since August. I don't know why, but they do the contributions in that. That's all company stock. So Roth 401k went up by, what is that, 4.5 grand, almost 5 grand. That is crazy. I did contribute 2 grand, so really 3 grand from just the market moving up. What else? Roth IRA went up, and this one I'm not contributing anything into it, so that's just the market movement. Again, market movement for that one as well. $3,000 in brokerage. I contribute about $1,500, so half of that was market movement. Vanguard was pretty flat, which is interesting, and then Robinhood was about flat. So I don't know, somehow I'm like, is there a typo? But none of these numbers look like a typo. That was up 3, 4. It just adds up, I guess. 7. This was up 7. Yeah, my IRA is just popped off. This was up 3-ish. It's really my IRAs, I guess. I don't know. Crazy, but thought I would share. Yeah, so a little bit of cash. That's emergency fund, saving for a car. Cash that's in my checking account. And I don't know if I finished the thought, but I was spending a lot in October, but my checking account has extra money in it, which you could argue maybe I should increase my contributions. And I thought about it, but it's like, kind of like Ramit Sethi says, living your rich life. Where's that balance? I feel comfortable and good with where I'm at. I do think maybe one of my financial goals for 2025 will be to try and invest $5,000 every month and just start increasing that monthly number by 10% each year. But again, something for a different video. What else? Yeah, the trend, it's also crazy going from 360 to 464 in 1 year. And I contributed maybe 50 grand of that. And then the other half was just the market movement. That's really crazy. So I definitely think progress towards a mill is in sight. It's in sight. Now let's go to November spending. November spending wasn't nearly as bad as October spending. Not bad, but as much as October spending. Again, I spent $4,100 and about $1,500 of that was charitable giving. So really like $2,600. I realized that I enjoy seeing other people's line by line transactions, not necessarily each time they swipe their card, but the aggregate amounts for each category. And I haven't done that in so long. So that's why I'm going to do that in this video. So for this video, income paycheck was about $5,300. These numbers are always after tax. I feel like it's not worth it to share my pre-tax numbers, you know? So that's my after tax. Well, that's after tax, but then also I contribute Roth 401k, which Roth is after tax, but it doesn't hit my bank account. And so I do, that's plus the 401k contributions, but plus HSA contributions. This is my actual after-tax income, about $7,800 a month. So yeah, the numbers are off a little bit because I just did zeros. And then I actually want to go to giving, because in my mind, it's like income, giving, investments, spending. That is my order of priority. And so giving, tithe, $1,100, and then this is also pre-tax, which maybe that could be another video, but all tithes are pre-tax. Me and a couple of my church friends had a conversation, I guess 2 years ago. It might have been, I can't remember, 2 years ago, about whether you give tithe pre-tax, post-tax, which we don't want to be legalistic. We don't want to be religious. That is what Jesus came to abolish. However, there is some thought that could be put towards pre-tax, post-tax tithing. And the short answer is that all tithes are pre-tax. If you take your standard deduction or you itemize, you would have to not tell the government that you gave that money and also not take a standard deduction in order for it to be a post-tax tithe. Anyways, the math, we can do in another video. But ministry support, just a couple friends. I think it's 3 friends in ministry. Yes, other giving, I did just write $1,000 to a family friend who is going over to Japan for 2 years. And I thought that was December, but I don't know how maybe they haven't charged it yet. I mean, I thought that was November. It was like late at night one day. I'm not sure if that was November 30th or December 1st. I don't know. Anyways, so that's my giving. So about $1,500. Then we go to investments. Let's do investments. So investments, $2,000 for 401k. That's Roth 401k. Savings accounts. So this is just the numbers to max it out. 2000. I took a sabbatical this year, which is unpaid time off. So I took 4 weeks of unpaid time off, and I wanted my numbers for my contributions to still work without that paycheck, you know? So that's why that's a little higher than if you just divide, what is it, 23,000 by 12 or 23,500. I don't know what the number is for 2024. Anyways, Roth IRA, monthly contributions set up, which again, this number is higher because I started my contributions later, blah, blah, blah. Apex, that's a flat number. Probably will increase that to 2,000 a month in 2025. Just to top that number off, we'll see. And then Robinhood, I've said since the beginning I should cancel this. It's just $5 every Wednesday to, I think it's VOO. I don't know, just whatever. It's not pushing the needle either way. And then we have bills, Spotify, Google Storage. Honestly, part of me is like, I could just cancel this because there's just one big file in there that I was trying to share with someone. But could I cancel? Yeah, but then it's also just so annoying when Google Storage, it's like, you need to delete a bazillion emails to clear that out. So I need to check how much storage I'm actually using, if it would be worth just to cancel. But I'm also like, it's $25 a month. I mean, $25 a year. That's not too crazy. That's not going to move the needle for when I can retire. Like at all. Like literally at all. Like maybe one day. Not even a month. So anyways, my phone is about 25, but I do an extra 25 for my mom just for house expenses, which I know probably doesn't cover hardly all the paper towels and toilet paper that I use, but just a little something. A savings, we have $400 for a new car. My car is a 2017 Toyota Corolla with 130-ish thousand miles on it. So I just don't know. There's definitely some sort of a belt that needs to be replaced. It just screeches really loud whenever I have the heat on and the car has not fully heated up. The fluid hasn't gotten hot yet. But then also whenever I start, it like jerks. Whenever it's a cold... No, it did it in the summer as well. So I don't know. Something definitely is like not fully working. I don't know what. They don't know what. So just prepping for that day. This is one thing that I need to get better at. I created this electric vehicle category and then created a new car category a couple months later. This is the same thing. I want my next car to be an electric vehicle. But this is just one of the many examples on this budget. It's just a template that I've accidentally added to categories that are the same thing, just under different names. Housing, $100. This is for the sheets. I still have not bought new sheets. It's, you know, I don't know if it doesn't happen. I don't know. I really like the white. I was wanting some more color in the room, but it could be something that happens in April. I don't know. And then gas, $100, a little bit under. I don't know why. Because, yeah, I don't know why. Car maintenance, I just didn't get my car maintained. Parking, didn't have to pay for parking anywhere. And then groceries. Grocery was low. It's like hard to say why. Like, yeah, there was Thanksgiving. Oh, there were a couple of days where my team did eat out together. And a couple of days where I knew there was catered food. But for it to be that low is kind of surprising. Restaurants, I guess he's kind of flipped. But restaurants, that's not surprising. And then food for others was, I don't know. Just like this number, the food and dining budget number to be about $600 for me. Health and fitness, again, there's duplicate categories in here, but eyebrows, $15. And then this is the Rise app. So this is another example. This is a Rise app subscription. Should it go under health and fitness because it's for sleep stuff, or should it go under subscriptions? I don't know. Fun. Hobby knitting was low. I got some new yarn. I haven't opened the box yet, but I did get some new yarn. I'm really excited to start products potentially later this weekend. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm really excited for that. Coding. went over budget by quite a bit. I would like to redesign a web page. I'm learning how to build web pages, how to develop web pages, and I would like to redesign a web page. However, I didn't want to do the redesign myself. So I paid someone to redesign it, and then I'm going to develop that design. Hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, that went way over budget. Originally I was quoted like $300, and then it was just like so many iterations to get it to where I wanted it to be. Which, I guess if they say 300, maybe 2x it for literally anything project. But yeah, 800. Yeah, it is what it is. I'm happy with the design now. Now I need to develop it. Yeah, in the next like 2 months is my goal. Fun and entertainment, went and saw Wicked. No one mourns the Wicked, but we do. Anyways, so Wicked, it was great. Can't say it was good. Yeah, originally I was mad at, I think her name's Cynthia. Originally I was mad that she took the role and that the Wicked Witch was, or what is her name, Elphaba, was a black woman. But then I was like, ooh, it does like add to the story if she's black. So yeah, would recommend. That was fun. It was $15. Actually, I don't know if I ever Venmo'd Phoebe because sometimes I'd be losing my credit card and I just think, oh, they'll take Apple Pay. They did not take Apple Pay. So Phoebe covers me in those situations, but I don't know if I ever Venmo'd her the money. Phoebe, if you're watching, hopefully I've Venmo'd you by now. Phoebe is a faithful viewer and friend. Okay, hobby business. What was this for? Oh, yes, brand design for a future printer. But it's a hobby. I don't know. It's not necessarily, I just like, there's just so many ideas that I want to do, and I'm not necessarily doing them for money. Like, this is not going to push the needle for me to retire early. But they're just things that have been in my mind, and they take up space in my mind because I'm like, oh, it'd be so cool to do this just for kicks and giggles, have a little fun. If I have a little extra room in my budget to accommodate, fun, you know? Then we are to giving. And then miscellaneous, $5.50. That was for my credit card bill. I saw this woman, I can't remember what her name is, but she mentioned she has a sinking fund for her credit card. She also does credit card churning, but she has a sinking fund for her credit card annual fees. I only have one credit card with an annual fee. It is the Chase Sapphire Reserve, which again, I'll have linked in the description box and in the pinned comment below if you're interested. But obviously only get it if you're responsible. But it has a $550 annual fee. How I justify, I will be making a video about this. But education, this I bought Nana Del Biz. She is phenomenal. Inspiration for sure. Her content's really engaging, really good. If you're interested in starting a business or just being a content creator, she's really great. She's a super disciplined gal. But I bought her course. I don't know. You know, I think it'll be good. I haven't started it yet. But we shall see. If you see a change in my content, it's from that course. And then travel, zero. And that's another thing. Business expense. Should that hobby business actually go under business expense? I think for now, no. Until I get it fully set up and have its own separate account. Which, would I still track it on here? Probably not. I don't know. It probably could have been separate before, but those are all my transactions, the breakdowns of that. And I think this one's empty because this is the debt one, I presume. But looking at the numbers, high level numbers, overall breakdown, savings, investments was about 50%. And then needs, 1.8%. In the setup tab, you select what is a need, what's not. So I think need, let's just double check if I said that food. Groceries is a need, restaurants is not. So like car, gas maintenance, car insurance, needs. And then literally everything else I said was just a want, which is true. Like Spotify is not a need. That's why that number is so low. And then wants is the rest. Investing rate of 60%. That's good. It does say, well, that's budget to spend. So about $360 over, which is not crazy. Again, you saw my checking account earlier. It's very healthy. So If there's a little flux month to month, that's fine. Where my money went, mostly the top two are investments, and then next is giving, and then fun. And I'm happy with that. I think that's a good balance for me and my goals to be financially independent by age 40. And then the other one that I look at is just to see here high level where I overspent. So fun, again, that was like the business stuff, the web design predominantly. The class didn't anticipate I would be buying it, so that's why I was over by that much. And then, yeah, just over by 360 is not too crazy if I'm making $11,000 in a month. And obviously I can put money away while not accruing debt. So income breakdown, yeah. Spending, yeah, that's good. Giving, I like that. Giving and fun are like the highest. And transportation, don't have any car payments, so that's low. Don't have rent, so that's why that's low as well. Food and dining out being like 12%, that's to me not too crazy. MISC is kind of high at 20% or 18.2. Maybe stuff in MISC should be broken out a little bit, but again, that's the subscriptions and then the education stuff, which is not too crazy. Savings and investments, yeah, 401k, brokerage, my IRAs. Yeah. I didn't have any goals set for the month. Yeah. But let's talk about my December budget. So looking through December, my paycheck is going to be bigger. Look at this number, almost $8,500. The reason is because I'm getting a paycheck. I planned my 401k contributions for 11 months instead of 12 months. So this paycheck is a little bit bigger. And then my 401k contribution, this is just to max it out, $750. And then maxing out my HSA. I think, I can't remember if I mentioned this before, but I did cancel going. And the reason being that I have my travel planned out through 2028. So there's not really that much wiggle room for just me randomly getting a going email and deciding to book a flight from one of their emails until after I go through the 2028. But then also by then I'll probably still have like 5 more countries that I want to visit. Once I go through those 5 countries, yes. Or once I'm retired, I think going will be phenomenal for sure. But I think right now, as someone who's a planner, and in 2024, I already have my 2025, 2026, 2027, and 2028 vacations planned out, all 30 days that I get every year. Going just doesn't make sense right now. So I did cancel that. It was good while I was on there and to see what the deals they have and how often they have deals. I think if you have the capacity to actually leverage those deals, then absolutely get it. They're great deals. But I don't have extra vacation days, so it doesn't make sense for me to try to leverage this. It was going to be too much of a headache. Anyways, going financial advisor, still have that. Actually, I just got an email from my financial advisor. Also, I wanted to mention the S&P 500. This is also kind of like how is the stock market a little bit of an MLM scheme going on, because the S&P 500, which everyone says invest in low-cost index funds like VOO, S&P 500, ETF, whatever. The S&P 500, the top 3 companies in the S&P 500, guess how much weighting they have in the S&P 500 index? Guess. Almost 20%. The top 3 companies. It's crazy. I learned this. Oh man, I don't know who I learned it from, but Apple, Nvidia, Microsoft. Apple is 7%, Nvidia is 6.5%, and Microsoft is 6.1%. So now let's do some math. Oh, I already have it. It's 19.75%. Those 3 companies out of 500 take up almost 20% of the S&P 500's weighting. That is crazy. So then again, I was like, is this a scheme? I don't know. Is Apple really returning 1% value? And then some of these companies are just so small. And then my company is a top 50 company, Fortune 50 company. It's just interesting. It's so interesting. I don't know. I'm just skeptical of whether these companies are actually returning that value. But my financial advisor just emailed me here. Let's see. Because I asked her a question about when will I be a millionaire? Let's see what she said. Based on a straight line growth, you would reach 1 million in about 4 years. However, the fact that this is straight line growth is really important piece here. There's no way to predict what hand of markets I think she meant kind. What kind of markets you will get over the next 4 years, so you may hit that earlier or later depending on returns. Hope you're doing well too. Love. How do I do a heart? Yeah, she's great. So yeah, that's one thing that's great about Facet. Trying to look on the bright side that you can just email your person, and then, which I guess all financial advisors should respond. But I emailed her late last night or early this morning, something like that, and she emailed back. So anyways, so I would reach 1 million in about 4 years. So 2025, 2026, 2027, 2028. So I'd be 1 million by the time that I am, in the year that I turn 35, I would be a millionaire. That's crazy. That's crazy. Crazy, crazy. Also, I should say that that 1 million mark in 4 years is with investing $130,000 a year, which I'm not doing. I'm not even doing half that right now. So, very lofty goal, but TBD. I don't know if that number includes compound interest or a 10% market. The S&P 500, how much is S&P 500? S&P 500, let's see, for year to date is up 27%, almost 28% year to date. That is crazy. A year ago, 1 year is 33%, 32%. 5 years is almost 100%. Crazy, 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 crazy. So, yeah. Oh, U.S. stocks close at record high. It's so crazy. Is this a scam? I don't know. I need to learn more about how it works and how companies are truly valued. Because some of these tech companies, I'm like, I don't know. But year to date being 28% is crazy. So yeah, I don't know if her number is, she said straight line, but it sounds like just investments, not like just like what I put in. 130 times 4 is 52. Or 520. So I think that's just what I put in. So, but also I am not putting in 130 right now. But again, I think there's a recession on the horizon. So that could be spread out over a much longer term. But we'll see. Anyways, Google storage and phone. 401k, I already talked through all of this. These numbers are automated. All these transactions are automated here. Let's go to giving. Giving, again, automated. It's great. Now let's go to savings. Automated. For a new car. 200, probably could increase that. Yeah. There's probably like, what's the balance between increasing retirement contributions versus increasing for a new car? I'm not pressed to get a new one. I just don't want to be caught off guard and be like scrambling. I guess I should see if I have 20% for a Tesla. I think the Tesla that I was looking at, I think the Rivian I was looking at was about 100 grand. So 20% would be $20,000. So that would deplete my emergency fund, which is not ideal. So that's probably the target, 20 grand. Let's say my car dies in 3 years. 20,000 divided by, well, we'll subtract 1,000 divided by 3 divided by 12. It's 500 a month. Honestly, that's kind of a lot. We'll see. We'll see what income looks like for next year. Household, again, this is for the sheets. Will I buy them? Will I not? I don't know. But one thing about this month, because my paycheck is a little bigger and my 401k contributions are smaller, because I'm maxing it out, I have about $1,500 left. So Great month to buy some sheets. And then gas, car maintenance, been putting that off since like August. And then parking, groceries, restaurants, food for others, $425. That's not too crazy. Massage, kind of because I have $1,500 wiggle room, which that would be great to go to my brokerage or to car funds. Probably brokerage, I don't know. Eyebrows, again, the Rise app. And then hobby reading. Yeah, so kind of because, well, I want to get back into reading. There's some books I really, really, really want to read. So budgeting some money to potentially purchase that. I don't know if I'll get to them in 2024. It probably would be 2025, I'm guessing. But potentially knitting for sure. If I just filmed a video of all the knitting patterns that I want to knit, and there's like 7 or 8 patterns that I want to knit this winter, and so putting the money aside for some yarn. And maybe I might purchase like a needle kit because it's got into that point. We'll see though. Those are like $200, about usually $200. Coding, fun, entertainment, hobby, business. This is to set up the business from previous month. Officially filing with Ohio, getting EIN, website, Shopify, all of that set up. So putting some money for that aside. Yeah, coding was kind of like if I ever need help. There's something called Code Mentor where you can get help with coding stuff. And so if I ever run into a roadblock, I could hop on there, and you have to pay them. Have some cash for that. And then fun entertainment, like a movie or whatever. No gifts, even though it is December. My family doesn't do gifts. Our gift is each other. No, but for real, my parents, yeah, we just stopped doing gifts probably when I was like middle school, high school. I don't know, we just stopped doing gifts. Our gift truly is like each other, my parents blessing us with vacations. We might get my mom a gift this year. She started watching my videos, so I no longer will say what that gift might be. But yeah, I think it's more like, oh, we might get one parent one thing, one parent another thing if there's something that they really want but wouldn't buy for themselves. But generally it's not, we don't do gifts amongst each other. Shopping, not planning to shop for anything. I would love some like solid work outfits, but I don't know. Nah. 2024 goals, subscription, education. Ooh, I start class this month and going to be taking a class, 2 classes actually, on personal finance. So I might make a video of like some things that I'm learning from the class. We'll see. But that I do need to set up a 529 and then put the money in there and then pay out of that. I think you put the money into a 529, it's tax deductible. There's some tax benefit to using 529 versus just paying directly. So I need to set that up ASAP. And then adulting, other miscellaneous, flights, travel, all zeros, business expense, all zeros. But I just wanted to go line by line with my budget for this month and also go through my transactions, show you where my money is going as someone who is living with her parents at the age of 31, but also trying to retire by 40. Yeah, so short answer, a lot of it goes to investments and savings, and then the rest goes kind of to fun. Investments and savings, giving, fun. Fun being like business related stuff or side project stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching. You made it to the end. You should give it a like. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Also, really quick, my November spend was about $3,300 for the month, but of that, about $1,500 was giving, so really more like $1,800 spend. And then on top of that, about $500 of that was non-monthly expenses. So my credit card and there's one or two other things. But yeah, so the monthly spending would be more like $1,300. And yeah, it's kind of like live with my parents, can save on rent, at a spot where I can invest a lot, but also can kind of experiment with different hobbies and spend money on fun stuff. Yeah,